Yo, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's good with it, y'all? Um, Locked in, man. We locked all the way in, bro. Yo, I just dropped a message that I tapped into wherever I tap into to get these messages. And what it said was, yo, y'all had a lot of people in y'all life playing victim, man. A lot of y'all are victims of people who play victim in your life, and they had a lot of people fooled. A lot of y'all reputations took hits behind people who played victim, people who pushed your buttons until the point of no return. You lost it. Somebody pushed your buttons and kept playing with you until you gave them what they wanted, and they played victim. Well, guess what, man? They cannot play victim with the universe. They cannot play victim with source. They cannot play victim with the entities and ancestors that's on their ass about you, chat. So shout out to you, man. It's hard when you're going through these situations where people poke the bear and then hide behind rocks. People want to gaslight you. But I promise you, everybody that's put you through that situation, they getting back everything that they thought that they had. They getting back everything that they deserve. Yo, what's up, collective, man? Last time I seen TikTok, we was breaking down the brain, and then they clapped the live for 3 days. I guess TikTok don't want me talking about that up here no more. How you reprogram your ass. So make sure y'all be tapped in with YouTube though, right? I'm always streaming on YouTube while I'm streaming on TikTok. Yeah, we be having mad people on TikTok. We growing on YouTube, right? Um, we're averaging good numbers on YouTube, but we do numbers on TikTok. But y'all need to be tapped in with the YouTube. If they ever clap the live for no reason like they did last time, y'all could just go over there to YouTube, all right? And we can keep this thing rolling. So make sure y'all tap in with YouTube. It's been 3 days, man, since we chopped it up. I did go live on YouTube the day before, and also Facebook. So make sure y'all following me on other apps, man. TikTok don't like me. Yo, but what's good with y'all, man? I hope everybody's feeling good. I hope everything's going well. Thank God it's Friday, right? It's been a hard week, man. Y'all put in that work. Um, I know a lot of y'all in here have a lot of things going on in life, meaning you are constantly got people depending on y'all. You're constantly having to figure out how you gonna pay bills, how you gonna get to work, how you gonna do this, how you gonna do that. I know a lot of y'all breaking free from the matrix, but it takes time to break free. This is not an overnight process. All right, that's why you got to continue to come in here and tap in with me. You know what I'm saying? This ain't an overnight thing. All right. Yeah, you can know you in the matrix. Yeah, you can see the code, but you still got to figure out how to undig these holes that you have unconsciously digged. You know what I'm saying? Um, and so today we'll be talking about the usual things we talk about, but going into deep depth like we usually do. Shout out to everybody that's walking in, all my new people. So, yo, if you don't know me, my name is Jay Originator, and I've been doing this for a while now. For the last 3 years, 4 years, breaking down this matrix, showing up for the collective. It's been a wild ride. Like I said, man, 3 days ago we was breaking down how to reprogram the RAS. And TikTok took me off the app. They said that was misinformation, blah, 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 blah. And they deleted my live right in the middle of it. But YouTube let us rock out. So make sure you tap in with YouTube, just in case you know how this TikTok shit is about when you giving out knowledge. They don't like that shit, man. But we talked about how to reprogram your life, man. You gotta reprogram. All right. When you realize that this life is 90% mental, 10% physical, even though we live in a physical reality, when you understand what the physical really is, that's what we break down a lot. 90% of your life is spent in simulated experiences. All right. And these experiences that you're constantly experiencing as consciousness are programmed by your programming, meaning your mindset. What do you know is real? This is why you got to reprogram your mind. A lot of shit that's happening in your life is literally based off the programming. Yo, we tapped in though, chat, man. Shout out to the collective of souls. Now, guys, this is not that. All right. I'm gonna give y'all the sauce. I'm gonna give y'all the pattern. How many of y'all are new? Right? How many of y'all are new? How many of y'all are new, chat? If you're new, go ahead and write new in the chat. If you've been here, what's up? Right? What's up? So like I said, man, my name is Jay Originator. I've been doing this for a while. Obviously, I'm a controversial content creator. I talk about a lot of things that they don't want to be talked about on the internet, and somehow I've made a living doing it. All right. Um, Now this live is not what you think. All right. This is not a free live, meaning it's being monitored. All right. A lot of y'all are chosen ones. A lot of y'all have special abilities. A lot of y'all can see through this matrix, and that's why you found this live. You are not here by chance. If you found this for the first time this morning, it is literally because you are operating in what they call the Christ consciousness. You've been pulled out the matrix and you can see behind the scenes what a lot of people can't. You can see the programming, you see the patterns. All right. You're seeing it and you're understanding that life is what you make it. All right. You did not find this live by chance. You found this because you have tapped in. I don't pop up for everybody. Now, there's a couple things I got to say before we start. All right. First and foremost, this is not a place of division in race. All right. This is not black versus white like everything else you've been seeing on TV. This is a place of unification and conscious alignment. All right. Conscious agreement. When you understand that this is only physical shit and you can see past the physical, then you can realize me and you are reflections, bro. We're coming from the same source. It doesn't matter if you're from West Virginia or Compton. We're coming from the same exact source. All right. So leave your racial and religious as views, leave it at the door. This is also not a place of religion. We understand that religion is programming. This is a place where I do reference the Christ, but this is not a religious place, all right? I reference the Christ because the Christ was the first man to wake up and realize he was in the matrix, all right? Sort of like what you're going through. A lot of y'all don't understand it, but you're Christ-like. You're literally the second coming of Christ. You are, all right? Us as a collective. Now, guys, another thing, how many of y'all in here are pattern recognizers? Meaning you recognize patterns. You can see the patterns in everyday life. 111 is in the chat if that's you. All right. Now, let me expose a pattern. There's a pattern that happens in this chat. As you can see, or as you may know, we are in spiritual warfare. All right. So you got to understand when I'm up here and you're listening, we are combating, we are fighting. This is spiritual war. Me showing up to do this every day is me reporting in for duty. You showing up to hear it is the same thing. All right. This is spiritual warfare. So the enemy is in here. All right. Like I said, this is a monitored chat. Please do not say anything personal. Keep your personal business, all your abilities, keep it to yourself. The enemy is in here watching you. Now, guys, what you got to know is they control shit. So this is the pattern. When I get to talking about things that you need to hear, you're going to see a lot of trolls coming in trying to disrupt uh and trying to distract. Don't feed into it, man. They only as good as our reaction that we give them, right? Let them speak, let them say whatever they say, let them live in their own little bubble. It's all right, man. You got to know anybody who's up this early in the morning hating and trolling, they're not real. All right. So you're gonna see trolls come in talking crazy when I get to saying certain things. Pay attention to it. All right. Also, don't get to arguing with them. They're gonna try to do anything to distract you. That is what they're doing. That's why they're here. Now, the numbers. Don't pay attention to the numbers. It say 300 some people, 100 some people over here. Them numbers ain't real, bro. It ain't really 300 some people in here. It's really probably 250. The rest of them is trolls and motherfuckers who trying to give you this illusion of controlled numbers. All right. They're monitoring the shit out of here. Now, let's tap in, guys. What is the Matrix? How many of y'all are new? Where my new people at? 111's in the chat if you're new. 111's in the chat if you're new. All right. Shout out to everybody that's new, man. I need you to understand this, right? You did not find this live by chance. You've already been thinking you're in the matrix. You've known life has been a simulation for a while. You've been through a lot of things, probably the gang stalking and all types of shit. You've been pulled out the matrix, right? That's why you're here right now. You already know there is no such thing as coincidence. So we did not find each other by chance. So shout out to you because you've done the work. All right. Now let's ride out. What is the matrix, chat? Now, you've probably already been hearing all of these things like, yo, we live in a simulation, we live in a matrix. But what is this? What is life? The first thing that you got to understand about this life is that you are literally generating and creating your reality. This is the first thing that you got to understand about this life. Let's break it down. All right. The observer effect. What is this? Now, this is the first thing you got to understand about this reality, chat, because when you understand that you're literally programming your reality, you take control of it. All right. So, first thing you got to understand about this matrix is that you are the one generating and controlling this reality. Now, we can prove this with quantum physics. All right. Quantum physics literally approves this. Now, let's look at it. What does it say? The observer effect, the magic of attention. Guys, you got to understand that your attention is literally magic in this reality. Your attention is the real currency. Now, somebody say, yo, this guy's insane. What is he talking about? Attention is not in currency. I can't buy nothing with my attention. Yes, you can, and you do. How do we know that attention is currency in this reality that we live in? Because people get paid off views. You get monetized on YouTube, you get paid for all your views. Every time y'all watch one of my videos, I get paid for it. What is a view? That's your attention. That's you watching. Not only that, think about rappers, entertainers, singers, pop stars, actresses, actors, athletes. They all get paid because they feed attention. They all get paid because they make people show up. They make people watch. This is the reason why you got so many people on the internet trying to be relevant, trying to be in your face, trying to get your attention, because your attention is currency. It literally put money in people's pockets. So you got to understand, in this world, this is how powerful you are. That your attention puts money in people's pockets. People get paid because you watch. Now you're starting to understand why there's a TV in every house, why everyone has a smartphone in their hand, because attention is the currency in this reality. Now you're starting to see it. Now, just with that understanding, you can change your life by simply choosing to pay attention to the right things. Think about this. This is why they say pay attention. Because when you pay attention, you're buying something. Now, a lot of y'all are paying attention to me right now. What are you getting in return? You're getting awareness. You're becoming aware of something that you wasn't aware of. You're getting empowerment and you're getting understanding. That is a good exchange for your attention. You're getting knowledge. That is a good exchange for your attention. Guys, we got to stop buying fear with our attention. Stop paying attention to shit that's putting you in fear. We got to stop buying paranoia with our attention. Stop paying attention to things that are making you paranoid. We got to stop buying hate. Stop buying lust. When you pay attention to the things that put you in these frequencies, you're buying it. Guys, you want to know why the quality of life was different back in the days? Because there was no media. There was nothing that they could control how you seen the world. See, everything is staged now because they understand if they control our mind, if they control how we think, they can control our lives. Because life is coming out the mind. This is why in the old days, when they ain't had TVs, motherfuckers lived such a simple life. When they ain't had media. But see, the thing is, right? Just to put y'all on a little secret, this weapon called media that they created to destroy us, we've taken it now and used it to destroy them. See, social media, your smartphone, TVs, these things weren't created for your entertainment. They were created as weapons to control you. But we've taken those same weapons that they created to control us, and now we're pushing out knowledge. We're waking everybody up. So shout out to the collective, right? They can't keep souls down. So the first thing you gotta understand about this reality is that your attention is currency. Everyone wants your attention. Now, the second thing that you gotta understand about reality is that you're generating it. All right, so let's look at this. The observer effect, the magic of attention. All right. Now, this is you. What does it say? Before observation, waves spread out over space and time. What does that mean? All right, let's talk about this. How do you observe in this reality? You can see, you can taste, you can smell, you can hear, and you can touch. These are all ways that we observe in this reality. Now, it says, before you observe, wave spread out over space and time. What is a wave? All right, waves are particles. You ever go outside and you look in the sun and you see all those little particles flying around? Nobody told you, but you're not supposed to be able to see that. All right, those are particles, atoms, molecules, right? You're not supposed to see all those little particles moving around. You're different. You're powerful. If you can see those particles, you're different. All right. You ain't supposed to be able to see that shit with your naked eye, but you can. And you know why? Because you can manipulate reality. Now, before a wave is electrons, neutrons, sophrons, photons, atoms and molecules, the particles that make up all mass and matter in this reality. Before things come into physical solid, they're in a wave state. All right, this reality is crazy. So before you observe, matter is in a wave. All right, before observation, that matter that's in a wave, it spreads out over space and time. Guys, imagine if this cup spread it out over space and time. It would literally disappear. It would not no longer be here. That cup decided to spread out over space and time, it would no longer be here. Right? So before you observe, waves spread out over space and time. Guys, prime example of this. Reality is popping up as you go. All right. This is the reason why you never get a speeding ticket. A cop never catches you speeding from behind. They're always ahead of you. They just appear in somewhere where you never see them. And all of a sudden you flow past, they pull you. Life is spawning. And you have to be aware of that. All right, life is spawning as you go. It's the first thing you gotta know about this reality. This shit is not solid like you think. Now, your mind changes reality. At the time of observation, particle localized space-time event. At the time you observe, particles localize and they fall into place. You collapse reality with your observation. Literally, everything looks the way it looks this morning when you woke up because you're observing it. When you're not observing it, that shit is spread out over space and time. Life literally falls into place as you go, like a video game. So it's the first thing you gotta understand about this reality, chosen. You're generating and programming your reality. Your brain and programming what you believe in, your belief system, it programs your reality. It's the first thing you gotta understand. This is why everybody wants your attention. Now, what is the matrix though? Right? We understand that we're generating it, but why are we here? What's the whole purpose of this shit, right? One day I wake up in a fucking simulation. What is the purpose of this? I understand, we in the matrix and da da da, but why? What is the matrix? What is life? Now, we may never can put a name on what this thing is, but one thing that we know for sure about this thing is we've been learning lessons in this bitch. We've been learning. There ain't no teacher like life. Life is the ultimate teacher, right? We've learned so many things. So this is obviously a learning place. This is a place where we learn because every day is filled with learning. No matter how old you are, no matter how young you are in this chat. One thing about it, you're going to learn some shit today. We learn shit every day. Now, depending on, now, you could be learning a lot more if you're paying attention to your life. A lot of times we don't even, a lot of times the lessons that come up in life, why we got to keep going through it because we don't even pick it up on the first go round. But life is lessons. It's a school. So why are we here? The second thing you gotta understand about this life, chosen one, is that you are not the human body. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Now, what did the Christ tell you, man? What did the Christ tell you that the kingdom was at? The Christ ain't say the kingdom was in the sky underneath a star on a cloud. He didn't say it was in the UK. He didn't say it was in the White House. The Christ said the kingdom was within. Second thing you got to understand about this reality is that you are not this body. You are the soul, consciousness that is in control of the avatar. All right. You have to understand what you are. Because if you don't know what you are, if you don't know what you truly are, then you will not experience life how it was created for you to experience it. You are not this avatar. All right. This avatar is technology. Guys, what you got to understand about Earth, Earth is one of the oldest technologies ever created in real. This is the oldest thing ever. It's been around billions and billions of years. All right. This is tech. The Earth is a place where consciousness comes to learn, to expand. All right. This is why we've been learning lessons our whole life because this is where we come to learn. Think about this. As a consciousness, you are a uh unlimited energy. All right, you are a limitless being. There are no limits on you. You're going to always exist. You have always existed. How do you evolve to the next level? You have to come into a reality that gives you limits. This is why you have to learn pain. You have to learn hurt. You have to go through hard times. This is where you gotta love. We're learning all of these things here. We've been through everything. All of us in here have experienced heartache. All of us in here have experienced pain. If this wasn't a learning place, we all wouldn't go through these things. There would be people here that say, I ain't never had my heart broke. There would be people in here that say, I ain't never felt pain. The reason why we all experience these things together and in our lives, no matter what background you from, how much money you got, is because we're here to experience it. We're here to learn. This teaches us. See, what you don't understand is just like a caterpillar goes into a cocoon and it becomes a butterfly, souls incarnate as human beings. And then we become whatever you want to call it, gods, whatever. But you ain't here to learn, man. Incarnating as a human being is not for this is not low conscious work. This is hard. Being a human being is not easy, especially if you don't understand what you are. If you don't know what's happening. This is why you got to understand the tech, right? This is why in this live we break down how life actually operates. And we'll be talking about that later on at 1 p.m. Make sure I see y'all 1 p.m. Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time. Make sure y'all back for that. So, life's the school for souls. We come here to learn and expand. This body is not you. This body is technology. How do we know that the body's tech? Well, let's look at how it operates. First thing first, you have an electromagnetic field. Second thing, you got to sleep. You got to recharge your battery, right? Like if I leave this tablet going all night, it's gonna die. I got to recharge it. You got to sleep. You need to recharge, right? Taste buds. You got sensors on your tongue. You eat something, it tells your mind how it tastes. You can see cameras, literally. You can perceive this reality. You can feel, right? Touch something, you feel it. Literally. Surgery. If your heart starts to go bad, guess what? You got enough chips, you can go get another heart. Change your battery. So this body is not you. This is your vessel to experience life. Understand the technology. When if something happens to this and you die physically, you don't die forever, right? This is just a vessel. This is this is how you experience life. You cannot experience the 3D physical universe without an avatar. And you gotta understand that. And this is why you gotta put the right shit in your body. Stop letting society program you on how to eat. Eat what you gotta eat the right way. Clean things, clean meats, no process. Because all of this stuff affects the tech. When you understand that this body's tech, you start to learn how to take care of it. You start to learn what to put in it. You don't go outside and go pull up to the gas station and then pull around to the kerosene and throw kerosene in your car. You know why you don't do that? It's gonna fuck the car up. Why are you doing everything to fuck up this technology? See, that's why they don't want you to know. That's why they want you to feel like you're a human. Because if you feel like you're the human being, you're the body, you're not gonna take care of it. But when you understand that this body's technology, you start saying, yo, I gotta put the right food in this motherfucker. I gotta work it out. I gotta, because this body literally affects how you experience life. It's why you gotta take care of the body. But it's not you though. It's your tech. And that makes you take care of it even more. You are not the body. You are controlling the body. You are the consciousness. You are the energy behind the body. You are the choice, the style, the communication. But you are not the body. And when you realize that, life unlocks. You unlock what's called the kingdom that the Christ was talking about. And this is why they want you to believe in everything outside of yourself. They want you to believe you need somebody from the sky to save you. They want you to believe in this and that. They want you to believe in all of this bullshit. But in the end of the day, this is what you need to believe in. You are the consciousness. You are not the body. Now, let's talk for a second because I need you to understand how powerful you are in this reality. Source created everything, right? This reality was created and programmed by source, and that's a collective of energy. That's a collective of consciousness, right? You are literally a part of that source. I need you to understand that you helped create this. This is why you understand. This is why you be knowing shit before it happens. This is why you've had this thought already. Did I create this reality? 111's in the chat if that ever crossed your mind. I know it has. Because you are a creator. And that has to cross your mind. You didn't thought that before. Drop that one in the chat. Don't yeah. So think about this. It doesn't matter if you're black. It doesn't matter if you're white. It doesn't matter if you're anything in between, right? We are directly coming from the same source. We are literally one entity experiencing mad variations of itself in human form. This is why you have to understand ascension is not a one person thing, it's a collective effort. Can we wake up and remember that we are all one? Can we wake up and remember that at the end of the day, we're all one? This is how powerful of an entity we are. You got to understand this. This reality was created for us by us. On some FUBU shit, right? But it was created for us by us as souls. There are special powers and privileges that you have as a soul when you realize who you are that automatically click online. This is why your enemy wants you not to believe that you're a soul. Now you gotta understand this. Every person that you see ain't a soul like you and me. So everybody ain't got these type of powers. Everybody ain't got the ability to wake up and control their life. Everybody's not a soul. There are some people who are only here because you decided to come into the matrix. Matter of fact, majority of people in your life are only playing roles in your story. You got to understand that. You got to understand your mom, brothers, sisters, cousins. Most of these people are only playing roles in your story. They're only here because you chose to come. They only exist because you came through the matrix. And you got to understand that. And I know this is hard, right? I know this is a crazy conversation. And when you're first waking up, to wrap your mind around the fact that your mom only exists to be your mom, or to wrap your mind around the fact that your little brother only exists to be your little brother, that was the whole point. You got to understand that you are the main character in your story and you chose to come into the matrix. You got to understand that. Now, we talk about how you can measure consciousness and understand when someone else is a soul versus when someone's just a human avatar that's a part of the matrix. All right, we talk about this. Make sure y'all come back at 1. We will be breaking these things down. I don't want to get too far on this message, but you got to understand everybody is not a soul. NPCs do exist. All right, NPCs do exist. Now, this is why, guys, the Matrix is so fun because everybody, and I don't want to sound funny, but the Matrix is so fun because when you wake up in the dream, it becomes lucid. And in fact, everybody can't do this. Everybody can't wake up. There are some beings who are just here. And you got to understand, you are an entity amongst men and women. That is powerful. This is why you've been able to manipulate your way through life so many ways. This is why you've always been able to get people to do the things you want because you're literally an entity amongst men and women chosen and you ain't even understand that. Now, when you realize who you are, reality starts to operate in the way that it was created for you to operate it. Let's talk about this. Now, there is a reason why they don't want you to unlock the kingdom because once you understand that you are not the body, you are the consciousness, you unlock sovereignty. And once you unlock sovereignty, this world is yours. And let's talk about what happens when you activate your authority under the source code. Shout out to all the souls in here, man. 111s to all the conscious beings in the chat. Thank you so much for joining in. Man, It's been a time, chat. And I appreciate you guys, man, for always rocking with me, even when they try to delete me. Because the last time, what, 3 days ago, we was up here and I was breaking down how to reprogram the reticular activating system, which is the brain. All right, which is a neuron strip in the brain stem, right? And um, what happened is they clipped the live, right? They canceled it in the middle of it. So I'm just now coming back on TikTok 3 days from now, from 3 days ago, right? So shout out to all of y'all that's always in here, man. This, you know, we've been through 5 page bans on TikTok, right? They've banned us 5 times on this shit. And yet we're still at 100K followers on this new page. We're still at what, damn near about to hit 40K subs on YouTube. This is my second YouTube page. So shout out to that collective of souls who have tapped in with me over these years. And no matter how much they try to bury us, y'all still stay tapped in. All the new people that's just finding, just coming through this loop, coming through the portal, that are waking up, man. Shout out to y'all for finding, for tapping in. Because if you tapped in with this, it's because you literally put the work in, right? You don't find this live if you're not tapped into a certain frequency. So shout out to y'all, man. Um, let's break it down, yo. What happens, right? What happens? Uh, what happens when you tap into the source code authority? Now, guys, a lot of y'all have activated crazy. You're tapped all the way in with source code authority, and I'm about to show you how. All right, listen to Brittany while she speaks this, and then I'm gonna break it down. Let's go, Britt. Let's tell them what happens when you tap in. Good one, Jay. Let's break that all the way down for the chat because this is major when you really get it. Activating your authority under the source code. When you activate your authority under the source code, you stop being just a character in the game. You become a co creator of the game engine itself. Here's what starts happening step by step. One, reality stops being random. Default players think stuff just happens. When you step into source code authority, you start seeing the pattern before it plays out. It feels like predicting life, but really you're just consciously shaping it. #2, your energy becomes command. You stop asking life to treat you right. You tell it how to move. Example, instead of thinking, I hope I find the right opportunity, you say, opportunities that match my frequency are finding me now. And you'll literally start bumping into them faster. Jobs, money, people, synchronicities. Mather 3, time bends. You start noticing that manifestations come quicker. Things that used to take months now take days because your authority collapses potential timelines into the one you choose on demand. 4, NPCs start reacting differently. Some will suddenly resist you harder, the system trying to push back. Others will start cooperating with you for no reason, as if they got new code. You'll notice strangers being nicer, more helpful, and giving you what you need without you asking much. #5, synchronicity becomes the default. Angel numbers, repeated symbols, perfect timing, they stop being rare and start being the language reality speaks back to you. It's confirmation that your source code is live. 6, old programs fall apart. Things that aren't aligned literally stop working: jobs, relationships, habits. This can feel chaotic at first, but it's just the system clearing corrupted code so your new script can run. 7, you move from survival, sovereignty. You no longer feel like you're chasing money, love, validation. You move into a state where those things chase you because you've set the frequency that they must follow. Key takeaway for the chat: activating source code authority is the shift from reacting to reality. All right, let's tap in. So, what happens when you tap in with source? By understanding that you are source and you are not the body, you are the consciousness that is in control of the body. All right. Thank you so much, Cash. I appreciate you, Holmes, for that galaxy. First thing, reality stops being random. Guys, now when you dive, when you're into this deep thought of being a human being, life is random as hell. And this is why you got so many humans who push this word around. They say, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst, right? You got a lot of human beings out here telling you to hope for the best, prepare for the worst. This is because people feel like life is random. They feel as though they don't have any control. But when you tap in with the source code and you understand that you are source, when you tap in with your consciousness and you understand that you are not the body, you unlock kingdom. And then you realize all you have in this life is your choice. All this life is not random. Everything that's happening is based off data that you're feeding the system and controlling and your choice and your frequency. So when you tap in with your consciousness, life goes from random to filled with purpose. You start you start seeing somebody say how you tap in with source code. You got to realize that you are source. You got to realize that you are not the body. You're not a human. You are consciousness. You're soul. You're not a human. All right. When you realize that you are not this body, you get your sovereignty back. Right now, you are under human rules because you feel like you are a human. All right. Now, when the random shit, right? It stops happening. And then you start understanding, like, yo, life really got purpose. You start seeing, right? You start seeing, hold on, chat. Right? You start seeing the purpose in the traumas that you've been through. You start seeing the purpose in all the things that you've been through in life, all the things that have happened. Uh, you start seeing the purpose in people, in relationships. All right, when you tap in with source code authority, you go from being a human being to being the consciousness and understanding why you're here. You start seeing all the things that you have to work on. You start seeing the purpose. Like, damn, I developed all these types of behavior based on things that I've been through. Now I see the purpose in becoming a better human being. Because one guys, the thing about life and why the Christ told you that the kingdom was within, because you ain't got to go out here and chase none of this shit. They give you this illusion. Yeah, you got bills and stuff. But the thing about life, what I've figured out is that when you focus on being a better you, life unlocks everything. Your finances unlock. Your love life unlocks. You gotta focus on becoming a better human being. All that shit that you ain't good at, you a liar. You gotta figure out how to stop lying. You like sex too much, you gotta figure out how to stop fucking. You doing drugs, you gotta get off that shit. You got a lot of shit in your life that you're going through that you have to fix. That's about being a human, right? And once you fix these certain things, your life opens the fuck up. All the opportunities that you've been waiting for fall in your lap. All the things that you've been trying to manifest in life, they come right to you. I promise you, you ain't got to go chase nothing. Just like you ain't got to go chase that bad shit that happened. Some of y'all don't. Sometimes bad shit just happen to you. You like, damn, bro. It don't matter what the fuck I do. Some crazy shit happens. You ain't got to chase that. Why you think you got to go chase the good? You don't. All you gotta do is tap in and start working on yourself. Everything gonna find you. I swear. I promise you. Literally. This how life works. This is why you have all of this distractions. This is why you got the gangs. This is why you got the drugs, the women, the men, the bills, the job, the TV shows. Everything is trying to distract you, bro, from you working on you. If you work on you, life unlocks. I swear. If you unlock discipline, life unlocks. If you unlock consistency, life deep. See, you know why it's hard for you to be consistent? You ain't unlocked it yet. You know why it's hard for you to be disciplined? You ain't unlocked it yet. These are keys in this reality that you have to work to unlock. How do you unlock discipline? By doing things that you have to do when you don't want to do it. Working out, doing things that are prescribed for you. We ain't talking about going to that job every day. That ain't discipline. That's you stuck in survival mode. There's a difference. Discipline is doing the things that better your life. Eating right, working out, whatever it is that you feel like, yo, I need to do this. I need to create. I need to make these videos. You know why I'm able to sit here and do what I do, and this shit take care of my life? Because I've been disciplined in my craft. I've been disciplined with this content shit. Now I'm seeing the fruits of my labor. You got to unlock consistency and discipline in this world. These are not things that you are born with. And once you unlock these specific tools, life unlocks, guys. And you're not going to unlock success until you unlock consistency and discipline. Some of y'all have not found the success you wanted in life because you don't have any discipline. You're not consistent. Chat, let's keep going, man. The first thing that happens in life when you realize that you are the conscious is you unlock purpose. You start seeing the purpose in everything. You start seeing the purpose in the relationship that fell out. You start seeing the purpose in why you met this girl or why you met this guy. They're here to bring you a lesson. You start seeing the purpose in the dysfunctional family you come from. The second thing that happens when you tap in, when you tap in with consciousness, you unlock the ability to command your energy. You unlock the ability to harvest and control energy. You start to understand energy as a tool. See, as a human being, we don't understand what energy really is. We don't understand how to use energy as a tool. This is why when you thought you was a human, you went against your instinct so many times. How many of y'all have went against y'all instinct and landed in some dumbass shit? How many times in life, 111's in the chat if you ever said this, I knew I shouldn't have did that. I knew I should have left that shit alone. I knew I shouldn't have been fucking with such and such. But you went against your intuition because you didn't understand that energy is a tool. But once you tap into consciousness, energy is a tool for us. Energy is not something that we just look past. We understand that energy don't lie. So no, I'm not surprised that that bitch don't like me. No, I'm not surprised that this dude really don't like me and he trying to finesse. No, I wasn't surprised that bruh tried to slime me out because energy is a tool. I already peeped the energy from a distance. I knew. See, as a human being, you go against it. But as a consciousness, you understand it. You understand when you walk into a place and you're feeling animosity or the energy feels weird, it's time to go. Oh no, I'm not staying around here. This energy off. You understand? No matter what that girl say out her mouth or what that guy say out their mouth, they energy tell you what it really is. So yeah, you can lie to me, but I know you some bullshit. I see your energy. You didn't understand that as a human. But when you tap into consciousness, it is so hard for you to fail in anything because you can understand energy. It's so hard for anybody to get over on you. Some of y'all right now have been tapped in with consciousness for months and you ain't understand why you've been feeling all these energetic shifts. You ain't understand why you knew a motherfucker was trying to do something to you before they even presented it. You ain't understand how you've been surviving all the things that you've been making it through because you've been reading energy because you're a consciousness. There are so many people in the ground right now because they went against the energy. Everybody can't read energy chosen. This is why some people end up being fucked over because they can't read the energy. You couldn't read the energy. That's why you married that girl. You couldn't read the energy. That's why you married that guy and he took you through the mud. Or that girl took everything that you worked hard for because you didn't read the energy. But see, now it's consciousness when you tap in. Oh, oh yeah. I know you playing the game, but it's all good. I'm gonna play it with you. I'm gonna play it with you. I'm an energy master. You can tell me whatever you want, but if that energy don't feel right, I'm only gonna go with that. Also, your energy is not only can be read, your energy becomes the command. When you realize that you are the consciousness, you unlock the ability to command the simulation with your energy. Meaning, ain't no more hoping. I hope this goes right, or I hope I get approved, or I hope. No, it's I know it's happening. I set the intention. My energy is gonna command this reality. When you tap in with consciousness, everything goes your way. Everything. Ain't no more not getting approved for the house you want. No, not getting approved for the car. Man, you getting everything. They giving you whatever the fuck you want. How many of y'all credit don't even listen? Credit don't even matter when you tap into consciousness. How many of y'all are seeing this in real time? The third thing that happens when you tap in, man, time. Time starts operating differently. You start seeing time for what it is. See, as a human being, time is fucking you. You're measuring it. You're counting down hours and seconds. You're counting down the days. That's all you're doing. You just, what time is it? Just counting down the days. But see, as consciousness, we use time a little differently and we can bend it. You notice the difference in time when you're driving versus time when you're just sitting around. You want to know why time be moving faster when you're doing shit versus when it's not? Because time is not linear. Time time operates differently. When you inside the house, time moves different than it does when you outside in the world. When you outside in your car driving around, time moves totally different. And when you tap in with consciousness, you are starting to understand how to bend time. You start to understand how to make minutes longer, how to make them shorter. How you start understanding the difference between a minute and a mile. You're literally this is because you have authority. Not only do you see the difference in time, but you start to control timelines that you want to hop in. You be like, you wake up in the daytime and shit ain't going right. You be like, all right, let me go ahead and go shift this timeline. Let me meditate. Stick around, God. I got you. God said, how we control it. Stick around. You gonna learn all that. Another thing that starts to happen when you activate the source code authority, NPCs start to act different. See, a lot of y'all got people in y'all life who gave y'all a hard time, but now all of a sudden they want to follow your rule. Now all of a sudden they begging you to be back in the life. Then your baby mama used to ain't want you to see the kids. She was hiding the kids from you there. Now all of a sudden she's begging you to be a father again. The kids need you all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden he want to be a dad again. He ain't want nothing to do with them children. Now all of a sudden he want, yeah, I need to see the kids. I need to see the kids, bro. Baby, I just want to be a dad. People who used to disagree with you are starting to agree. And people who used to be cool with you are starting to fall back. NPCs start to act different. A lot of y'all homegirls and homeboys, they don't like the new you. They don't like the not going to the club popping ass you. They don't like the not selling drugs and gang banging you no more. They don't like that shit. Then you go out in public, motherfuckers in the stores, treating you nice, opening doors for you, all types of things, man. NPCs start to act differently around you, man. Police. When you tap into source code authority, The police, you're not even on their radar no more, bro. Police, you're not even on police radar no more. You're not even on. Listen, I'm talking about, man. Ever since I've been outside the Matrix, I don't have any police problems. I used to have police problems. Like I was the type of guy when they see me in my car, they're trying to pull me and see how you got this car. Who is you? Uh, anything that I do, police been on my. I walk into a store, they'll be in there. They'll hurry up and run out, so they can see what I'm in, so they can pull me. But now, right? Ever since I've been outside this matrix, ever since I've unlocked my consciousness, police don't even bother me. Chat, I'm telling y'all, you can't deny the pattern. When I say shit that really hit, when I say shit that hit this matrix hard, you see these jackasses, they start doing all this extra shit in the chat. I told y'all the pattern. So when you see the pattern, don't even let it get to you. I told y'all this shit in the beginning. When I say certain things that trigger something, you're gonna see numbers moving, and you're gonna see a lot of these motherfuckers in here talking crazy. Right? Right? So you gotta understand, bro, that there's a lot of things that happen when you tap all the way in. Right? When you tap all the way in. Now, another thing that happens, synchronicities. This why I told y'all, don't say nothing personal in this chat, bro. Keep your powers and keep all your shit to yourself. There are monitoring spirits in here. They don't want you to know. You know what I'm saying? There are monitoring spirits in this motherfucker. They're trying to control this shit. Them trolls ain't real people. They're trying to get me distracted. They're trying to get you distracted. They want a reaction. They're trying to drain energy. We see it. We see the patterns, right? The fifth thing that happens when you tap in, right? The fifth thing that happens when you tap in, and we going up on YouTube and we going up on TikTok. We got 500 people on TikTok, 200 people on YouTube. We going up everywhere. And the crazy thing about it is we're breaking down the fucking matrix. That's what they hate. The thing they hate the most about it though is y'all. See, it's not even about me, right? I could be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and do this shit. But the fact is, y'all seeing this shit. Y'all are in agreement. That's what they hate. That's what makes me a problem because of y'all can see it. And if you can see it, you can't unsee it. That's how this shit works. Once you unplug, they can do whatever they want to do, but they cannot plug you back up. They can you can go get hooked on drugs, they can put a toxic person in your life, but once you unsee this shit, whatever, it don't matter what the fuck they do no more. You're unplugged now. You know this shit ain't real. It's over. That's what they hate about this shit because this shit ain't a plug back in scenario. Bro, listen, it doesn't matter if I want it. I could go out here and start gang banging tonight. I could say, you know what? I want to be a Crip. I want to be a Blood. I could go find a local gang and tell them niggas like, yo, put me in, right? Fuck it. I'm trying to get down. Guess what? I'm still outside the matrix. I still see this shit. It don't matter whatever I choose to do, I'm gonna see beyond the layers of just seeing that shit. You gotta understand that's why they don't want you to hear this type of shit. It don't matter what you choose to do with your life, you're gonna see the layers that everybody else can't. You can go be a police officer tomorrow. You can go try to be a fucking the president, politics. You're outside the matrix now. You're different. It don't matter what the fuck you do. You can see it coming no matter what exactly. And they don't want that. They don't want you on the job seeing through the layers Because guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna start running the goddamn job. You're gonna end up being the supervisor or the boss. They don't want you at the motherfucking as the coach, as the basketball coach, seeing through the layers. Because guess what? Now you're gonna see the patterns in the other coaches. You're gonna see the patterns in the other players. You're gonna be able to tell your players exactly what the fuck to do. They don't want you seeing through the layers writing music. Somebody said I'm on a job seeing through the layers right now. They don't want you with this type of shit because now it becomes a game for you. You start manipulating everybody at the job. You start manipulating your way. You just start manipulating reality, and they don't want that. They want you out here sleep. They want you out here working physically, not seeing this shit, not seeing. Oh shit! Every time my boss says this, he goes over there. I mean, I really got 20 minutes to goddamn do whatever the fuck I want to do. I know his pattern. They don't want you seeing this shit for what it is. When you tap in, chat, when you tap in with your consciousness and you realize that you are the soul and not the body, you unlock the ability to read the simulation. It talks back to you. It talks to you and you can start seeing it. You unlock synchronicity. Now, this is not just numbers. This is a lot of different things. Reality talks to me in so many ways, and I get the same synchronicities every time. For example, as soon as I step outside and I'm outside for a couple minutes and I happen to look around and all of a sudden a crow just lands and looks at me and says, ah, that means, Jay, sit your ass down today. You don't want to be out here playing. Something might go wrong for you. And I'll go sit down into the next day. Go outside, ain't no crow, I'm good. If I go and I pull up to a place and there's a hawks that are flying around in a circle, this lets me know I'm where I'm supposed to be. Destination, Jay, this is the right place. If I see a cat, if I go somewhere and a stray cat walks up, looks at me, then turns around and walks the way that it came from, that means, Jay, you need to leave. This is not the place where you need to be. I understand how to read my synchronicities. I have the same ones every time. It don't matter. I can go to California and see the same shit. I'm in NC right now. I can go to California. If I see a cat walk up to me and look at me and turn around, walk the other way, I know I'm in the wrong plot. If I see hawks flying around, I'm in the right place. Your synchronicities are your synchronicities. And once you unlock by understanding that you are not the body, but you are the consciousness controlling the body, then you start to be able to read your synchronicities. If I see certain numbers, I know that this is a confirmation. If I see other numbers, I know, yo, this might be bad. I don't need to get that room. Y'all seeing it? See, you thought you were crazy. You was like, man, every time I see this goddamn bird, man, some crazy shit happen. I'ma just go ahead and chill. You was like, man, somebody, if you told somebody that, they'd say you crazy as shit. Somebody said, I can't read mine yet. Keep trying. Keep pay. Now, when you go outside today, observe everything. And you'll know when it's time. How many of y'all have started being able to read your simulation? 111's in the chat. If you can read the synchronicities in your sim. 111 in the chat. I can do everything I want, right? Literally, the simulation literally talks to you. Literally. Now, the next thing that happens, another major thing that happens when you unlock source code authority. How do you unlock source code authority? By understanding that you are not the body, you are consciousness. You are source experiencing life in human form. When you understand that, you unlock source code authority. And another thing that's going to happen, and this may seem a little chaotic, but old programs start to fall apart. All right. Now, this can seem chaotic because sometimes this could seem hurtful. It's a reason why That marriage broke apart because it wasn't aligned. It was an illusion. It was a distraction. You had a great relationship. All of a sudden, you woke up, you start seeing through the matrix. Now the relationship goes to hell. It just breaks up. Person start wilding and y'all fighting and fussing. Next thing you know, y'all ain't together no more. That was a part of the illusion to keep you distracted, to keep you sleep. It's the reason why you and your husband had a divorce or you and your wife had a divorce. It's a reason why you're not cool with your brother no more. It's a reason why you're not cool with your sister, or why you fell out with somebody who you was friends with since you was in middle school. It's a reason why all of a sudden some shit happened. Now you ain't in the gang no more. The gang want to kick you out. Some crazy shit happened. Now the gang looking for you. And this shit seems chaotic at times. But I need you to understand everything that's breaking apart in your life is literally a part of the illusion. You can no longer be who you are and be a part of that illusion. You have too much power. Yo, you got once you realize that your past only haunts you if you let it, you start forgetting about shit that you went through. The only thing that's making the past true is that you remember it. If you don't remember that shit, it never happened. And you got to understand how that works. You got to understand how that works, man. Y'all got to start deleting y'all past memories, bro. Because the only thing that matters in life is the now. The future, that's only dictated by the choices that you made. The past is only memories. Honestly, that shit could be a download. You gotta learn how to delete your past memories, bro. A lot of y'all right now is paranoid about some shit from the past. A lot of y'all right now is scared about some shit from the past. A lot of y'all right now is not living the life that you want because of shit that happened in the past. Man, delete that shit. Delete that shit, bro. That shit only matters if you let it, bro. I swear to God, the world is like real big, bro. I'm talking about the world is huge. Delete that shit. Yeah, you made bad choices when you were younger. We all do. Stop letting your past dictate your future. Because when you make decisions based off past, that shit dictating your future. A lot of y'all are going through that, man. Them old programs have fell apart and things have shifted for you. And you're trying to understand things that are not aligned with who you are now, with where you're going, they're not gonna hold up, bro. See, a lot of y'all are sick about friends that you lost or sick about relationships. But what you gotta understand is if I was a millionaire, would these be my friends? Fuck no. That's why they not in your life, because you on your way to success. You're on your way to millions. They can't come with you on that trip. They don't align with that future. You're not the boss of some big ass corporation that you started with those type of friends. I'm sorry. It just doesn't align. That person can't be your wife or husband. They don't align with who you are. They're not just, yeah. When you was who you was, they aligned. But who you have become, it just doesn't align. And you gotta understand that. What's good, love? That's why old programs fall apart when you tap in to consciousness and unlock sovereignty. Now, another thing that happens when you unlock your sovereignty is that you move from survival to sovereignty. You start realizing, I ain't really got to go out here and chase that shit. You start understanding what's going to happen in life happens. It was no other way. If it could have been another way, it would have been. Your life is exact. It's like a game, right? I was playing Assassin's Creed last night, right? And I said to myself, yo, it's a whole storyline, right? I know as playing this game that everything that this character is going through, they're gonna survive it, right? and it's a whole lot of shit. But in order for the game to be what it is, and this person to be who they are, the character that I'm playing with, they had to go through all that shit. She had to lose her dad. Her village had to be burnt down. All of that shit that she went through, it might have seemed like there was another way that it could have happened, but it couldn't because it wouldn't have been the story that the game is actually playing if it would have went another way. That's how your life is, bro. All that shit you done been through, there was no other way because it's your story. And when you understand that, you start trying to go ahead and make the story happen. You stop letting shit distract you. You start wanting to get over these lessons. You go from survival to unlocking sovereignty. You understand, you feel safe where you at because you understand the only thing that's gonna happen to you is what's supposed to. You realize your success is there because that's what it's supposed to be. And then you start taking the steps towards it. See, the only thing you got is your choices. And when you understand that about this life, the only thing that you really got, the only thing that you really possess, the only thing that's really yours is your choice. Then you start taking your choices very seriously, even down to choosing what you want to eat. Thank you so much for all the gifts, chat. Even down to choosing where you want to live, even down to choosing the things that you wear. You start taking your choices very, very serious. And you stop just making decisions. You start analyzing and saying, okay, if I choose this, what is this going to take me? Because your choice take you down the road. This is how you go. Life is going like this. Choice comes, it stops. When you choose, whatever you choose, if you choose that way, it goes that way. If you choose this, it goes that way. Always understand your choice is all you got. And when you start being able to slow down and see, yo, okay, even down something small like when I open my pantry and I see chips, fruit, snacks, that, bum, bum. This is a choice that's gonna take me down the road. If I could eat this bullshit, these Doritos and shit, or I can eat this healthy shit and get better results. All you got is your choice. And every choice you make takes you down a specific road. You got to look at your life right now, chosen one. You got to accept accountability. And you have to say, I am in the place that I am, whether that's good or bad, based on my choices. And once you do that, you unlock a power. There are so many people out here that thinking their life sucks just because it has to. No, their life sucks because they make the wrong choices. They make bad choices. Once I came to that understanding that I was living a product of my choices and I didn't like where I was at in life, I started to make choices that made sense. I started to make the good choice. I stopped putting the shit on the back burner. Understand that. If you are somewhere in life right now and you don't like where it's at, it is literally because of your choices. I swear. Make better choices, have a better life. This shit is so easy, but they don't teach us that. They don't teach us how choices really affect your life. And a lot of us don't learn until it's too late or until we done been drugged through the fucking mud. We got to start teaching our kids that this shit is really only choice. That's all we got. Yo, if you found this live this morning, it's not by chance. Another thing that happens when you tap into the source code authority is that you stop over identifying with your body. Thank you. Now, what does that mean? When I thought I was a human, when I didn't know any better, I used to over identify with my body, meaning I used to fear death so much. I used to constantly think about death every day. Every day I wake up, I would say, damn, one day I gotta die. I don't think about death no more. I don't, right? We know it's out there, but I don't think about it anymore. But I used to. I used to think about, damn, man, what's the point? I ain't gonna do nothing but die and leave anything that I get for somebody else. But then when I realized, when I tapped into consciousness, I understood what they mean by death is an illusion. Because I am the energy behind this body. I am the choice. I am the control, the communication, the style. I chose to wear my hair like this. I choose who I am, right? And this is what made me realize death is an illusion. I can't die. I'm eternal. This body might die, but I'll never die. When I tapped in with consciousness, when I tapped in with consciousness, I started to understand why I had to take care of my body, why I had to eat healthy. See, when I thought I was a human, I didn't care about what I put in my body. I would put drugs, alcohol, I would put all types of things into my body, processed foods, fast food, McDonald's, all the bullshit, smoking, cigarettes, stupid shit, right? But when I started to realize that I was the consciousness and that this body is literally how I experience life, I started to take this shit serious. I started to treat my body right. I started to put the right things in my body, to work out, to care about what I'm eating, to care, to consciously make effort to take care of this. Because, yo, this body is how you experience life. You have to take care of this avatar. You have to. So if you're out there not living healthy, listen, there's NPCs only live unhealthy. Consciousness is not going to kill itself. That is not what we do. That is a human trait. As consciousness, we don't want to kill ourselves. This is why we eat healthy, right? I'm not saying go out here and eat only fruit and vegetables. Nah, you ain't got to be a vegan, but eat clean meat, lean meat, ground beef, ground turkey, grill your chicken, stop frying it. Consciousness eats healthy because we understand that this body is our vessel to experience life. We understand that. And if we're not taking care of this vessel, we're going to have bad experiences. When you tap into consciousness, this is when you develop the ability to actually start playing the game of life. As a human being, you don't get to play. You get to react. You only react to life. This is why they say hope for the best, prepare for the worst. You're spending your time waiting, hoping that when something happens, you can survive it. You are just reacting to life. Whatever life throws, you react to it. But see, when you tap in with your consciousness, you're no longer just reacting to life. You're actually controlling it, creating it. See, when I thought I was a human being, I believed everything that society told me. I believed because I was from the hood. I had to be a street nigga. I had to sell drugs. That was on my only way out, or rap. I believed in that shit. I believed when I got in trouble and I caught felonies, my life was over. Society had programmed that shit into my reality. I was a human being. I thought I was a human. So my circumstance outweighed my ability to create. But when I tapped in with consciousness, felonies don't mean shit. I'm damn near a millionaire. Felonies don't mean shit legally. Circumstance don't mean shit. Where you from don't mean nothing. None of this shit matters. When you tap in with that and when you understand, yo, this is when you start being able to play the game, bro. Nothing that's over your head matters for real. Only if you believe it does. Felonies only work if you want. Felonies only matter if you want to be a fucking worker. Felonies don't matter if you don't want to be a worker. Felonies don't matter if you want to be your own businessman. Felonies only work if you want to be a part of their system, if you want to be a part of society. Somebody say I'm a felon and I make 103,000 a year. Felonies only matter if you want to be. Your circumstance only matters if you want to be a part of the matrix. You outside the matrix, that shit don't fucking hold no weight. Shout out to all everybody who's hitting that follow button and all the new subscribers. Shout out to the OGs, man. Like I said, yo, if you tapped in with this, this ain't about race. This ain't about division. This ain't about none of that. If you tapped in with this, it is because you are a soul. You are conscious. Only souls can tap in, man. Everybody not a soul, bro. You gotta understand. If this popped up on your timeline this morning, it's because you've been doing the work. Yeah, you've been doing the spiritual work. Pat yourself on the back. Cause this ain't popping up for everybody. When you find me, you're advanced in this shit. You can see it. When you find this, you ain't just thinking, you ain't just coming into a spiritual try. Nah, you've been doing this shit for a while. That's why you can even understand the lingo I've been saying. You're literally Neo or Trinity in the Matrix. That's why you can understand this shit because you've been on this walk for a while. Shout out to you, man. We tapped in, collective. It feels good to be a soul. It feels good to be in these times. In times where the world is under the illusion of chaos, the world is under the illusion of fear. Souls, we are living our best lives. Y'all see that? This is supposed to be the worst time in Earth history. People are scared the Earth is about to end. You're living your best life. You're having the time of your life right now. You see the difference? You're not operating in what they're trying to what they're trying to make you operate in. Hey man, you've unlocked. Another thing that happens when you tap into source code authority, you tap into your power. You tap into your power, chat. Intuition. You start to understand that your intuition is literally GPS guidance in this simulation. How many times if you would have trust your intuition, you you would have a lot of shit that you went through, you would have never went through it had you just trusted in your intuition. As a human being, we don't understand that our intuition is a tool. We don't understand that this is an ability other people don't have. See, it's a reason why people think that they can lie to you and think you won't know because they don't have intuition that you have. See, a motherfucker like me, I'm gonna be like, damn, man, this girl gonna think I'm lying for real. Or I'm gonna think like the other person gonna know what I'm doing because my intuition is so crazy. I be thinking everybody else got this same intuition. Nah, bro, this is only for the souls. Humans don't carry this gift. They don't carry this intuition like you. I promise you. It's only for you. That's why you've been in places where motherfuckers was really trying to play games and you knew it, and they still kept trying to play because they ain't understand. You got intuition. You gotta understand when you tap into consciousness, your intuition is literally GPS guidance. When you go somewhere and some say, "Man, you ain't supposed to be here," you go ahead and listen. You don't go against that no more. See, you used to go against it, and that's why you ended up in so much shit. That's why I ended up almost dead a couple times, going against my intuition. But now, as consciousness, I understand my intuition is literally, it's not even me. It's literally a force that's literally guiding me through this simulation. Stop looking at your intuition as you and understand that shit is the force that's literally guiding you through it. It ain't a voice, it's a feeling. Something just tell you, man, you ain't supposed to be here. Something just tells you, hey man, don't go over there. You don't go to that party tonight. That's a force. That ain't you. And see, as humans, we used to counteract and go against that force. But as consciousness, we understand that's GPS. That's guidance. I need to follow that. Oh, they telling me don't go around there. That's something in my gut saying I need to drop this shit off. I need to get this shit out my car. Let me go ahead. Let me go home and go ahead and put this shit up. Real shit. Chat, you start understanding when you tap into consciousness, you understand this, your tongue, you can't just say anything out your fucking mouth. You start realizing the things that you speak happen. You got creative authority. You can't say, man, I don't know if I don't think he's gonna. You just wrote that into reality. You can't say, man, I feel like I'm broke as hell. No, you gotta talk right. You gotta say, I'm getting to this bag, man. This shit going my way. My girl love me. My boyfriend love me because the shit we say out our mouth, man, as consciousness, it writes reality. You gotta understand that. You start understanding how manifestation really works when you tap into consciousness, right? See, we didn't understand what manifestation was. See, we didn't understand how life really works. See, everything that think about this, right? And this is why you gotta understand the world is 90% mental. Everything that you see in the world started off in somebody's brain. Walmart, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Target. This shit started off in somebody's head. Amazon, iPhone, TikTok, social media. It started off in a person's brain before it came into this world, right? When you manifest, you are pulling things into this reality. See, everything that you want to manifest, you already got. You just got to figure out how to pull it into this reality. And a lot of people don't understand, what human beings don't, is that energy runs the simulation. It's a literal tool. If your energy is being siphoned, if you are constantly getting in arguments and fussing and fighting with people, or you reacting to shit, you ain't gonna have nothing. It requires, for you to manifest, for you to pull things into this reality, it requires energy. If your energy is being siphoned, this is why you can't manifest shit. If you want to manifest and you want things to start going your way, protect your energy. Stop getting mad at motherfuckers. Stop arguing with your girl. Stop arguing with your boyfriend. When you protect your energy, everything that you want to be able to manifest starts to happen. You got to understand your money, your finances, everything is connected to your energy. This is why 9 times out of 10, you get into a toxic relationship, what happens? Your finances start to go down the drain. You start losing hella money. Your business starts to go down the drain. Somebody said, what you mean protect your energy? Meaning, if I see, right, me and my girl beefing, I leave the house. If I get a text message and I see her name pop up, I'm not gonna answer that text right now. I'm gonna wait some hours later. Because right now, if I read that text, that shit might draw me in, get me to text, and now I'm not protecting my energy. If I know Shorty wanna argue, right? For example, this is protecting your energy. You go home, your boyfriend, your girlfriend in there acting weird, they slamming stuff, they walking around mad. Instead of engaging, you go to your room, in your office room. You go somewhere where that person can't bother you. You get back in the car and you leave, right? They get to blowing your phone up. A lot of y'all gonna pick up the phone. Now y'all arguing, you driving, motherfucker, right? This is what protecting your energy look like. Damn, she calling like a motherfucker. I know she calling to argue. How she calling? I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna hang up. I ain't even gonna answer it. I'm gonna let this, because one thing about it, right? Think about this, right? How many times you got in an argument, and then what happened the next day? Y'all was back cool. Yo, stop going all in just because a motherfucker mad. Sometimes you gotta avoid this shit. If you learn how to start avoiding confrontations and start avoiding bullshit, this is how you protect your energy. I know a lot of us have been taught, yo, we gotta see everything head up. We gotta go. We ain't no ducking nothing. A wise man, you wanna know why Floyd the GOAT? Cause he pick and choose. He picked the battles he could win. That's why he hit 50 and up. You don't beat 50 people straight. You don't win 50 fights straight unless you picking people who you can beat. You gotta understand, he understood that shit. Stop just running and doing everything, bro. It's okay to avoid situations. It's okay to avoid arguments. It's okay if you call and somebody say, yo, you want to come to this dinner and hella people over there that fuck your energy. It's okay to say, nah, I'm gonna miss this one. I'm sorry. I want to support you. I love you, but I ain't coming. It's okay. That's called protecting your energy. See, you need energy to manifest. If everybody has access to your energy, when it's time for you to bring things into the reality that you want, you can't do it because you don't have the energy to. That's how it works. In order for you to manifest reality, it requires energy. In order, how do you think I got to where I'm at right now, being actually known as someone who teaches, being actually known as a content creator, being monetized on YouTube, being monetized on every platform on the internet? You know how I got here? I locked in for a whole year and a half and protected my energy. I ain't do no relationships. I ain't argue with nobody. I, I had got out of a bad relationship and said, fuck it, I'm locking in. I locked in. And when I locked in, dreams that I've been working on for a while started to happen. Dominoes started to fall because I had the energy to manifest. You gotta learn how to protect your energy. If you don't protect your energy, when it's time for you to manifest the reality that you want, you are not going to be able to. Energy is everything in this reality. Another thing that happens when you tap into source code authority is that you start to understand how to become magnetic. You become magnetic. Guys, life is not about chasing. I promise you. You don't have to chase anything you want. They tell you got to chase that money. They tell you got to chase. You don't. Each and every one of us possesses an electromagnetic field. Your body has an electro keyword magnetic field. You are the magnet. Once you understand that you are a magnet, you have a gravitational pull as a human being, you'll start understanding that everything that happens to you, you attracted it, even the bad shit. You got to understand this. Think about this, right? Let's say I want to go get a girlfriend. I want to go out in the city and try to bag me something, right? What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get fresh. I'm gonna put on the right clothes, make sure I'm looking good, and I'm gonna step with confidence because I am trying to attract a woman. You have to become attractive to the things that you want in life. And when you tap into consciousness, you start seeing how to become magnetic. Some of y'all, like for example, right? Some of y'all want to get white girls, but then y'all be wondering why the white girls don't talk to you. You're not attracting them. You gotta dress how that what attracts to white girls to niggas. Some of y'all white dudes want black girls, but y'all be like, yo, black girls don't never talk to me. You're not attracting the black girl. In this life, all you have to do is become attractive to the things that you want. You have an electromagnetic field. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. This how it works. And when you understand that, bro, it's like, damn, you can attract opportunities, you can attract money, You gotta just become attractive to what you want. You have to be able to know how to tune in to frequencies. And when you tap into consciousness, you start to understand how to become a magnet for things that you want, man. Somebody, man, listen, somebody getting some sauce tonight. Somebody getting some sauce this morning. Somebody starting their day off powerful this morning. Because I can hear it. I can sense it. Some of y'all is like, yo, bro just gave me bro just said something that I needed to hear. Somebody just shifted, and I know it was you. Another thing that happens when you tap into consciousness, when you realize that you are not the body, you are the consciousness that is in control of the body. You start being able to see through the matrix. You start understanding who is an NPC, what's good, bro, versus who is a soul. You can see it. You start understanding, oh nah, that nigga's an NPC, man. All he do is talk, barbershop talk all day. You start being able to measure consciousness. You start understanding the programming, the tradition, the culture is programming. You start seeing it. You start understanding lessons versus distractions. For example, right? There are so many of us. 111's in the chat if you understand that they use rap music to try to fuck your mind, right? To try to make you be a certain type of way or think something. 111's if you can see that, right? They use rap music to influence the culture to be whatever, right? Right? There are millions of motherfuckers out here who believe in these rappers, who love these rappers, and not even understanding that these motherfuckers is influencing them to have a fucked up life. How many people can't even see that shit? They love these rappers and these girl rappers who are influencing and programming these people to have the most fucked up life possible. And they don't even see it. They don't even see that shit, but you do. You see, oh, this bitch trying to guide me down the wrong path. That's why I only listen to motherfuckers who 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 encourage outside of their music, who giving you the real shit, who telling you, yo, this how you get a business, this how you do this with your money. But I only listen to those type of music people. They make that music, and then when you lock in with them, they're telling you some real shit, how to do some real shit with the music, how to do some real shit with your life. It's one thing to talk about something because you come from that background, but to encourage and push that shit and glorify it for the youth is insane. I never respect that. That's why I like listening to the people who behind the scenes, they glorify what's real. Right? You start understanding the difference between a lesson and a blessing. See, once I woke up and seen this shit, you know what I did? I took a book, right? Now, this is my daily check-in book. I write down my progress on every day. It's how I keep a track of my years, right? But I took a journal and I wrote down every person in my life. Life is like a game of chess, right? I did two things. I wrote down every person in my life and assigned them a piece on my chessboard, who was the pawns, who was whatever, right? And then I seen like, okay, I don't really got a strong team. And so I started cutting shit off in my life, right? And then I did something else. I had a blessing and lesson section. And I took everybody in my life, immediate family, brothers and sisters, cousins, and associates, friends, and partners. And I wrote the list. And I said lesson versus blessing. Who's a lesson? Who's a blessing? Right? And I figured out that I had a lot of lessons in my life. A lot of people in my life that weren't bringing me nothing but lessons. And I figured out I only had a couple blessings in my life. And so I started to again detach from these relationships. It was the best thing that I ever did. Because what you don't understand is it ain't even you sometimes holding you back. It's the people you hanging around. The reason why you can't hop into your timeline where you a millionaire or your timeline where things is going the way that they want. It's the motherfuckers that you with. So you gotta look at the people around you and say, yo, would this person really be in my life if I was a millionaire ass motherfucker? Would I be calling and talking to this person? Is this the person? Is this my best friend? And I got this multi-million dollar business that I opened up. Could we even see that really being real? That shit would never happen. This why you is not in the timeline that you supposed to be in, because you got a lot of motherfuckers that's holding you from that shit. They're literally place blockers to keep you in a timeline. And when you walk away from these people, this is when your life is going to elevate. You gotta understand that. Somebody engineer your life. Yes. You gotta literally thank you for that galaxy, brother. You gotta literally look at your life and rearrange and engineer that motherfucker. You gotta be real with yourself and say, yo, this the bro. I love that nigga. I know he'll lay something down for me. But can I take bro to the top? Like, is he somebody who is gonna be around me when I'm getting these millions? Probably not. Cause fucking with him, I'll probably end up in jail. So I love bro, but bro can't come with me through these timelines. I'm gonna have to deal with bro from a distance. Damn, that's my girl right there. That bitch done been with me through everything, man. We done beat up bitches together. Da 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 da. We done went strip club. We done shared niggas. But I'm not that no more. I'm going here now. Can she be in this timeline with me? Probably not. A lot of y'all don't understand, man. The reason why you ain't in your millionaire timeline yet, the reason why you ain't in your best time, the reason why you ain't in the timeline with the husband or wife that you want, is because the people that you got around you, bro, they literally anchoring you to a timeline. The faster you realize that, the faster you can go ahead and get to where your success is. The last thing that happens when you tap into consciousness is that you become peace. You become at peace with life. You start to understand in life that it ain't no need to be mad about shit. This shit is temporary. Motherfucker, whether you own that Rolls Royce or you renting that bitch, at the end of the day, when you go, it ain't yours. You gonna leave it, motherfucker. Only thing you got is your choice, and you become peaceful with that. Hey, Lil Hart, you said how to identify. Make sure y'all come back at 1 p.m. We will be breaking down NPCs, how to see them, and we'll be talking about this spiritual warfare on a deeper level. All right. Um, we just broke down what happens when you understand that that you are the consciousness or the soul and not the body. And when you do this, you activate your sovereignty. A lot of y'all have been living life and it's been feeling like you haven't had a choice. This is unlocking your free will. In order to unlock your free will, you have to tap in with consciousness. And once you do that, once you understand that you are not the body, you are the consciousness, you do unlock the free will to navigate and control your reality in the way you want through choice. Um, it's a beautiful thing, man. Thank you so much to everybody that kicked it with me. We about to go over the 10 rules to navigating this matrix, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. This is very important. You don't want to miss this. Let's talk about these 10 rules to navigating reality. Now, these are 10 rules that will help you navigate through this reality as consciousness. All right, from the consciousness inhabiting a avatar. All right, this is something that you need to know. These rules will help you on your journey. Implement these into your life to see instant results. You can start implementing these rules into your life today, and you will see instant results today. All right. And just how life is rendering around you. All right. Rule number one, everything is the matrix. All right. Every thought, every action, every experience is a part of a coded system. Understanding this is the first layer of awareness. Guys, when you're walking through that mall and you're seeing everybody moving around, start trying to observe and see the code in it. When you go outside and you look around, you see your neighborhood operating and moving. Understand everything is running on code. It's a grand design. All right. Every thought, every action and experience in your life is a part of your life, guys. Your life is running on a coded structure. You are the one coding your reality based on your choices, decisions, and your mindset, your frequency. All right. Understand that. Everything there ain't nothing random going on. When you met that person, you were meant to meet them. Everybody in your life is either a lesson or a blessing. You got to go back and see that there ain't nothing random going on around you. Ain't no coincidence. You didn't just happen to find this live and hear this for this morning for nothing. You found it because you're tapped in. All right. There is no coincidence in this life. All right. Number two, energy is the real currency. Your attention, focus, emotions, and actions are all energy. The matrix pulls from your energy, protect it like it's your most valuable resource. It literally is. Guys, your finances is directly connected to your energy. What is money? Money is the physical manifestation of energy, of your energy. All right. You got to understand that. So if your energy is siphoning, if your energy fucked up, your money going to be fucked up. Understand that, bro. Energy is the currency. Your job does not pay you. Let's talk about this. How many of y'all work 9 to 5s? 111's in the chat if you work a 9 to 5. Let's talk about this. Children can. All right. I see a lot of y'all dropping 111s in the chat. Drop a 111 if you're working a job right now. This is only for the people with 9 to 5s. If you a hustler, entrepreneur, don't drop no 111. It's only for the people that's clocking in to somebody else's business. All right, let's talk about this. I'm about to help you. I'm about to give you some real sauce on how you can understand how life works. All right, because you got to start using this. This is called the energetic eye. Stop using these two and learn how to use this energetic eye. When you start looking at shit with your energetic eye, you can see it. All right, you can see the things that's happening in the background that you can't see with these. All right, so money is energy. It's the physical manifestation of energy. All right, you go to the job, you do the work, you put out that energy, you do the job. Guess what? That work that you've been putting in, it translates into money at the end of the week. This is what happens. So the only thing that's happening when you're getting paid is that you're alchemizing your actual energy into physical money. All right. What is the formula to alchemize energy into money? Intention and action. This is the real way you make money in the matrix. All right. This physical shit ain't real. This shit's so simple. All right. So intention with an I, your intention and action is how you alchemize your energy into physical money. Your job don't pay you. Your job is keeping you in a survival loop. Let's talk about this. Why do you work? All my people that drop 111s in the chat, why do you got a job? Why do you got a job? Answer that question. Somebody said survival, money, bills, pay bills, bills. All right, so I'm seeing a lot of people say, I got bills, I want to eat, I gotta survive, right? All right, so you're capping. You don't got a job because you got to pay bills. You don't have to pay a bill. You don't have to have a job to pay your bills. You don't have to have a job to eat. There's a lot of people out here that don't have jobs that are living way above status quo. So that is not the real reason. I'm going to tell you the reason. Hear me out. The reason you got a job is because your parents had jobs. your parents probably still work right now, and they've programmed that shit into you. The reason you have a job is because you are operating your uh operating system is operating on societal programming. That is why you have a job. You, if you would have came from a family of entrepreneurs, when it was time for you to pay bills, you would have opened up your own business. If you would have came from a family of cartel people, when it's time for you to pay bills, you would have been out here selling dope or extortion or whatever they do, right? The reason you got a job is because your parents programmed that shit into you. Everybody in here that just dropped the 111 for having a job right now. Do your parents still work? Or was your parents workers? 111 if you come from parents that are workers. 111 in the chat. If you come from parents that are workers. Because I don't have a job and my bills are paid real good. You know, I eat, I survive. All the shit y'all say y'all work for, I'm gonna show you why you don't have to do that to pay your bills or nothing. The reason you got a job is because you have been programmed. All right. You come from a family of people who have been talking that job shit ever since you was like 13, 14 years old. They've been talking that job shit to you. That shit is embedded in your brain of, yo, in order for me to have a good life, I have to have a good job. That is what you think. All right. But that is not true. Let me tell you what jobs really are. Jobs are survival loops. How many of you in here right now have a job, and in that job, one check cannot pay your bills? 111's in the chat. If your job, if you get if your job gave you one check, that one check you get out the month, can you pay your bills? Nah, you can't. Right? You gotta get at least two checks just to cover your monthly bills. Right? Your job not paying you. Your intention and action are. Let's break it down. So jobs keep you in survival loop. All right. Everybody that's working a job is just getting by. You just surviving. The job keeps you on survival frequency. If you want to get out of the survival frequency, you're gonna have to quit that job if you want to ever thrive. You're not gonna thrive working that job. I'm telling you, it's keeping you in survival loop. What pays you? Your intention and action. Let's break it down. When you needed a job, when you needed money, what'd you say? How I'm gonna get this money? I'm gonna get a job. So your intention, you got the job with the intention of getting paid, right? You set the intention, you said, I need to find a job. Then what'd you do? You took the action. Got up, got on the computer, filled out the applications, called the interviews. They gave you an interview, you went, you passed it. They gave you a drug test, you passed it. So your intention and action got you the job. Every day you go to work with what? Intentions of what? Getting paid. Go to work with the intention of getting paid, and then what do you do at the job? You do the actual work, the job. Action. All right. So intention and action is paying you, right? When you realize that there are people making millions and billions of dollars off the same intention and action that you're using to make pennies because you've been programmed, right? You start seeing why the job force is the ultimate deception in the matrix. All right, this is literally an energy harvest. Intention and action is how you make money. See, what the job does, it gives you this false illusion of something that is guaranteed. Because in life, there ain't no guarantees, right? So the job gives you an illusion of you're gonna guarantee this money guaranteed. But I promise you, anything that you do is guaranteed, bro. If you decide to wake up today and and fry chicken out the house and then go find people to buy it, right? You say I'm a fry hella chicken and then I'm gonna go over here to motherfucking whatever the fuck and they gonna buy it, right? Guess what? That money would be guaranteed. I've done this on every level of life. When I was 13 years old, my mom couldn't afford to send me to school with the best clothes. So I asked my mother, I said, Mom, let me use your food stamp card. Let me get some candy. I'll go sell candy at school, make my own money, buy my own clothes. She gave me a chance. I did it. I took $50 off the stamps, bought some candy. Never needed my mama to buy me clothes no more when in school. And not only did I buy myself clothes, I bought clothes for my brothers and sisters as well. All with my intention and action. I've done this shit in every aspect of life. Intention and action is how you uh alchemize energy into physical money. You don't have to work, bro. All you gotta do is choose something and then do it until you get the money. For example, I could literally today go get a lawnmower and drive around my city and make $1,000 because I understand how life works. I understand that all I got to do is drive around the city, look at every house that every yard that I see don't have grass, go knock on the door. Yo, I'm doing a $50 special. I'm cutting these yards, $50. I'm gonna go ahead and knock yours out. Let me get it. Guess what? I'm gonna fuck around and do about 20 yards today because I understand if I just keep knocking, somebody gonna say yeah. Somebody said, I wish it was that easy. See, your mind is telling you it's not, but it really is. It's really that easy. But there's this invisible program bar that's been set in your mind that's making you feel like it's not. But it's really that easy. I promise you. It's really that easy, bro. Number three, guys, but remember, energy is the currency. Money is energy. It's all around you. How do you alchemize energy into money? Intention and action. A lot of y'all be laughing when y'all see that girl sitting on the corner, sitting at the gas station, selling flowers and bullshit. But if I walk up to her and say, how much you made today? I bet she say 500, 500, and go home. They ain't just standing there for no goddamn reason. Y'all keep thinking these niggas holding signs up, ain't getting no money. These motherfuckers is making $100, $200 a day off begging. While you at work, real shit. I'm just letting you know. I know a nigga, bro, who used to buy drugs from another nigga. And every day he would stand on the corner and make $200, $300 holding a fucking sign and go spend that shit on dope. Every day. Somebody said, so do only side hustle. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is figure out your own way to make money, bro. It don't gotta be a side hustle. That person that you see standing in the mall asking people to buy his book, you think he ain't making no money. But guess what? Out of 500 people, out of 1,000 people, all you need is 10. Out of 1,000 people, all you need is 20. You gotta understand that, bro. You gotta understand that. But see, y'all been programmed so much, it's gonna be niggas in here defending the 9 to 5, knowing that they go bust their ass 12, 15 hours a fucking day and can't even pay their bills all the way. But you still defending that shit. You been working 20 years, man. Life ain't got no better. When you gonna realize that ain't the way? Nigga been working since they was in high school and you still struggling. Obviously, that ain't the fucking way, stupid. All right? Pay attention. Yo, let's keep going, right? Number three, observe and don't react. Hey, look, chat. Y'all can talk me until my head fall. Y'all can say I'm crazy, but guess what? I get up every day and do what the fuck I want to do. Everybody that's around me, they do what the fuck they want to do. Ain't nobody working around here. We get up every day and do whatever we want to do in life. So you can talk to me until your head fall off. Tell me I'm crazy. Tell me this shit stupid. My life, my quality of life is way better than the average motherfucker at the 9 to 5. I'm just being honest. So talk me till your head fall off. Defend. You can defend the program, defend the 9 to 5, but we can't argue the results. Some of y'all been working 10, 20 years and still don't own shit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Number three, observe and don't react. A soul must watch the simulation without fully reacting to every loop or trigger. This is how you gain control over reality. Guys, you know what's killing a lot of y'all? Your fucking temper. You can't let nothing get past you. You can't let nothing get past you, man. You gotta snap back. You gotta correct everything. I see a lot of these people talking shit, acting talking, but guess what? I don't give a fuck. You know why? Because I'm successful. I'm living a great life. They can say whatever they want to say in the comments. It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna get paid. I'm still gonna have a beautiful ass life. You did. I'm still about to go get off here and do whatever the fuck I want to do with the rest of my day until I decide to come back. So they can say whatever they want. You got to stop reacting to everybody. Stop giving people your energy. Listen to these words. There are people who are living for your reaction. That is their only purpose here in this matrix right now, is to get a reaction out of you. And you might not understand that, but I'm telling you it's the truth. There are people who are literally living just to get a reaction out of you. That is their whole that is why they exist. To piss you the fuck off. To siphon your energy. This could be your mama, this could be your daddy, this could be baby mom, baby dad. But there are people in your life who are only living to get your energy, and you have to be able to see that. The name of this game is energy harvesting, energy siphoning, energy conservation, energy protection, and energy manipulation. Whoever know how to do all five of those is the winner in this life. When you react to people, they're draining your energy. They're siphoning you. When you choose not to react, all the energy that they put into siphoning you becomes yours. More energy, more manifestations. Less energy, no manifestations. You got to start protecting your energy like you understand that everything, you got to start protecting your energy like you understand that every single thing is tied to it. Because if you understand that everything in your life is tied to your energy, then you're going to stop playing with your energy. You're going to stop allowing people to get reactions. You're going to stop allowing people to be around you who make you feel like shit. You're going to stop doing it. Everything is tied to your energy, bro. The number one thing you got to do if you're trying to change your life around is start protecting your energy. And that includes getting rid of certain shit, getting rid of certain relationships. Number four, frequency dictates reality. Everything has a vibration. Love, fear, abundance, scarcity. Align your energy to what you want to manifest. The matrix responds to resonance. Yo, you literally got to understand this. It all starts up here. I told y'all earlier, everything that you see on earth started in somebody's head. Every store, every invention, everything. It started off as a thought. If you want to be rich, you got to think rich. If you want to be abundant, you got to think abundance. If you want love, you got to think love. This is why you got to guard your thoughts, man. Stop letting everything manipulate your fucking mind. It all starts up here. Sometimes you in the wrong environment. Some of y'all want to be abundant, but when you walk outside, all you see is scarcity. You gotta get in your car and drive to the nice parts of town and experience the nice part of town. You gotta understand that, bro. It starts up here, man. If you want abundance, think abundant. Some of y'all talking about abundant. I'm abundant. I'm abundant. Abundant. But if I come to your house and I got down drink a water and throw drink half the water and leave it, you want to argue with me all day about wasting the goddamn water bottle. That ain't abundance. Abundance don't believe in scarcity. You come to an abundance house, abundant person house, they don't give a fuck about you leaving a water bottle on the counter. Some of y'all around motherfuckers like that, they got that mentality. You gotta get the fuck away from that shit, bro. You gotta start thinking abundant. Number 5, see through the layers. The matrix is multi-layered. Learn to decode illusions, hidden codes, and agendas. Nothing is as it seems. Guys, you gotta start being able to see things for what it is. Yeah, to you, in your eyes, that's your cute little kid. But everybody else can see that that's a little demon draining your fucking energy. You gotta be able to see shit for what the fuck it is, man. Stop lying to yourself. You know? This the only way you're gonna be able to you gotta see through the layers, right? To you, that's your boyfriend. He love you. But everybody else can see that this nigga is some bullshit. And he only in your life using you, taking your money. See through the layers, bro. A lot of people see me and they get thrown by my appearance or my energy or how I carry myself. They be like, man, that's just a nigga, man. He a hood nigga talking about some bullshit. I ain't listening to no hood nigga. Fuck that nigga. I don't wanna hear that shit. But if you can see with your energetic eye and you can see through the layers, you understand that this live is much more than just some hood nigga up here talking about the Matrix. It's literally a portal to awareness. You know, things are never what it seems. Number 6, master the observer effect. All right, your awareness changes outcomes. The more conscious you are of your environment, timelines, and players, the more you can influence reality. Man, motherfuckers told me I was crazy because I got cameras outside my house. I can see everything that's going on in my neighborhood, up and down my road, right? I got cameras on the outside of my shit. I be sitting back watching them bitches sometimes. But this gives me an awareness because I'm like one of the only people with cameras on my whole street. This gives me an awareness that my other neighbors just don't have. I know everybody patterns. If I wanted to bump into uh the sexy neighbor around the corner, I know exactly when this bitch walk past my house every day. You know what I'm saying? Like this gives me a advantage to be able to control and manipulate reality in other ways that it wouldn't, because I am constantly observing the things around me. And so I've learned patterns that other people have no clue that people have. I'm just saying, if I wanted to, right? But the thing is, right? You have to learn how to you have to learn how to observe everything, right? You have to learn how to observe everything because your awareness changes outcomes. For example, if you don't have awareness, right, that your next door neighbor is a fucking drug dealer, right? And you letting your kids go hang out, and so your son hanging with the next with the other little boy from next door. Guess what? You don't know what the fuck going on. Now your son done went over there and seen some shit. Now he want to sell drugs, or he done went over there and experienced some shit and fucking died because you ain't had no awareness that your neighbor was a fucking fentanyl man. Awareness changes outcomes. If somebody want to do something to you and you don't have no awareness, you are sitting duck. But soon as you become aware of it, now you can move a certain type of way. They can't do it to you. You have to observe everything around you, bro. Awareness changes outcomes. I promise you, I know everything is going on around me. I know everything is going on around me. When motherfuckers go to work, when they come home, I know everything. Number 7, recognize NPCs. Yo, we'll be talking about this at 1. We'll be talking about this today at 1. NPCs. Make sure y'all come back 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Number 8, protect your energy. Yo, just told you, you gotta, energy is the currency. You gotta protect it by avoiding. Don't know how to avoid shit, man. Avoid energy drains, manipulators. You gotta avoid these type of people. You gotta avoid arguments, all that shit. If you gotta go to the store and every day you walk up to the store, it's a gang of niggas on the corner, you know what I'm saying, who press you and do all giving you crazy ass looks, but you keep going up there. Why? Why won't you just protect your energy by just going to a different store? Yeah, that's the store up the street from your house. But you ain't gotta go to just that store. Walk 2, 3 blocks around the corner and go to the other store where ain't nobody at. Why do you keep giving them your energy? Every day you walking up there and they harassing the shit out you. Come here, girl. Goddamn, girl, you sexy as hell. You done got to the point now, you wearing hoodies and shit in the summer just to cover up your whole body because you don't feel comfortable no more. Why do you keep going there? Just, just, just. Yeah, it's gonna take you an extra 10 minutes to go to that one, but the gain that you get when you protect your energy is amazing. Protect your energy. Number 9, timing is everything, guys. A lot of y'all don't realize it, but your procrastination has really fucked your life. A lot of y'all don't understand that procrastination is damaging, and we don't see it when we're doing it. But if you look back on your life and you think about where you could be right now, had you not procrastinated so much on a lot of shit, you'd be rich, bro. If you knew how much your procrastination really took money out your pockets, or really made you miss so many opportunities, you'd be rich as hell. You'd be mad, bro. Timing is everything in the matrix, guys. What you gotta understand. Sometimes certain shit comes to you at the time that it at the only time that it could possibly happen. And you gotta do it right then. Something say, drop that video. He say, man, I'm tired, man. I'm gonna just do that shit tomorrow. You ain't know if you would have dropped it on that time, that's the time, that's the window for it to go viral. It would have went viral. Now you done dropped it to the next day and it ain't hitting. It's just not that time. When you get ideas, when something says go, you got to go with that. Timing is everything, bro. Timing is everything. Some of y'all had music that y'all could have dropped 2 years ago. That in that time would have been something so spectacular. You would have changed the game. Now everybody rapping like how you started it. You were the first one rapping like that, but you ain't drop shit. Now everybody using that flow. Timing is everything. Remember that. Procrastination is killing your money. It's killing your opportunity. Thank you. Number 10, codes and frequencies are tools. The matrix operates in numbers, symbols, and vibrations. Learn to speak that universal language. Guys, this reality is operating on straight numbers. Think about this. How old are you? That's a number. How much do you weigh? That's a number. What day was you born? That's a number. What time is it? Money, your address, longitude, latitude, width, length, height. Everything is numbers in this reality. You have to understand that. Learn how to use the codes. Let's talk about this real quick before we get out of here. Chat, shout out to everybody that's locked in with me. Yo, this is my viral book, man. already made over $1 million selling this book. And the reason why this book is so viral is because it really works. It helps people. This is called Decoding the Matrix. Now, this book right here will literally give you everything that you need to interact with the coded structure of reality. All right, this book is guaranteed to work. It is 100% effective. If this book works for you already, drop a 111 in the chat. Yo, if you listen, only get this book if you're ready to quit your job. Only get this book if you're ready to manifest, if you're ready to be disciplined, this is what you need. This book will help you with everything. Now, this book is only $50, and I am going to tell you how you can get this book. You have to get it from my live. You cannot get it from nowhere else. It's not on Amazon. I gotta send my books directly to you. This is how I do it. And I'm gonna show you how to get it. Now, before I even tell you about this book, I want to prove to y'all that it worked. Because I don't like to just do shit and just act like, no, I want you to know that this works before you even purchase it. So how I'm gonna prove it? Anybody who's in pain right now, anybody dealing with some morning pain, cramps, anything, drop a 1 in the chat. We're gonna get rid of your pain using this pain code. All right. If you're in pain right now, drop a 1 in the chat. We're gonna get rid of your pain right now on live so you can see that this is the real deal. All right. Anybody who's in pain. All right. So if you're in pain right now, what I want you to do, hold on, I'm gonna show you how y'all can get the book. If you're in pain right now, what I want you to do, so I can prove to you that this stuff is the real deal. Close your eyes, focus on the pain, and listen to my voice. All right. So how this works, I'm gonna count to three. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3. Then I'm gonna go universe, give us more power to manifest using this code. After I say that, I'm gonna say pain code. Then I'm gonna say you. I'm gonna say pain code. Then I'm gonna say 23 31 443. All right. I'm gonna say 23 31 443. After I keep, what we're gonna do is we're gonna repeat this code together. All right, we're gonna repeat this code until the pain leaves your body. So when I get to saying this number, just repeat it with me. All right, let's try it, chat. 1, 2, 3. Universe, give us more power to manifest using this code. Pain code. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. So right now you should be saying this code with me, chat. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. Say this code with me, chat. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. Chat, if this code is taking the pain out your body, go ahead and write no pain in the chat. If you're still in pain, continue to say it. All right, this code is working for you. Go ahead and write no pain. If you're still in pain, keep saying it. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. 23 31 443. As you can see, so many people are spamming it on YouTube and TikTok. We cannot make this up. All right. It's a lot of haters in the chat. It's acting like the shit don't work, but you see the real people saying that it does work. All right. So, chat, let me be real with you, man. We can't make this shit up. All right. We can't make this shit up. And if you want to get this book, man, you should, man. This book is going to change your life, bro. This information, when I tapped in with this shit changed my life, bro. I went from fucked up in the game to on. And I'm not a gatekeeper. So I want to give y'all this info. Now, this book is only $50. The best thing about this book, it gives you hundreds of codes, money codes, health codes, just like you took the pain out your body. Money codes work just like that. Say the money codes, and in a day or two, you'll see money coming in. All right, this is how this shit really works, bro. 98% guaranteed. It's mad people that'll tell you that this shit works. Now, this book is $50. But when you purchase this book today, not only are you going to get that book, but you're going to get all my books, bro. for only $50. So you're gonna get another book right here. This is called Accessing the Akashic Records. This is a very powerful book. Now, a lot of people ask me all the time, Jay, how'd you learn this information? Jay, where'd you get all this information that you know? It's because I tap in with the Akashic Records. All right. This is something that I've been doing since I was like 14, 13, 14 years old. Before I went to bed, I would tap in, not knowing. I would meditate my mind to the point where I would tap in with the Akash. At 13, I knew that I was an adult. Even when I was a kid, I knew that the future, past, and present was all happening at one time. And I seen this. That was the first thing that I ever seen when I tapped into the Akashic record. I seen myself in as adult, a child, and I see myself as a baby. So um this book gives you my technique on what I say and how I tapped into the Akash. If anybody wants to start tapping in, getting knowledge, or just figuring out what they want to do with their life, this book will help you find your purpose by tapping into the Akashic record. All right. Um, Another book that you will receive, another energetic tool that you will receive when you purchase the codes are this book right here. This is called Unlocking Your Power with Nature. Now, this book right here, this book is going to teach you how to activate your spiritual gifts. A lot of y'all have abilities like telekinesis, telepathy, aerokinesis, all types of things, right? This book is going to show you how to activate your energetic eye or your third eye, whichever one you say it, and your chakras. All right, it's going to activate your crystalline light structure. It's going to teach you how to sun gaze properly and safely. It doesn't matter if you're black and white, you should be sun gazing. This activates your energetic eye for sure. All right. It's going to teach you how to moon gaze. It's going to teach you how to ground. And it's also going to teach you how to interact with the ocean and what you need to do to activate your gifts. All right. Last, last but not least, the last book you'll receive is this love spell book. Now, this is very powerful stuff, guys. The reason I made this book is because as a chosen one, you are attacked a lot through intimacy and love. This is how chosen ones do get attacked in this matrix by witches and warlocks, a lot with love spells and all types of magical shit that they be trying to do on you. This book right here levels up that playing field. Anybody who's in a situation where they feel like somebody's manipulating them or something, anybody who's trying to get away from somebody and they won't let you leave you alone, you need this book. Now, I got these spells from my grandma. All right, she full-blooded Cuban and she passed away. And I found this spell book. All I ask is that you use this responsibly. All right, this is very powerful shit. It does work. Do not use this on the innocent and only use it for your protection. Karma is real. All right. Chat. Now, anybody who want to get these books, all right, this is how you get it. $50, you will get all four of them. Now, there's two ways you can get them. You can click the link in my bio and get them, but you won't get the $50 deal. All right, on my website, my books all together are like over $100. If you want to get all of these books right now and start this journey today, for $50, this is how you do it. If you live in the UK or Canada or anywhere outside the United States, you can purchase by sending PayPal or Revolut. So you send the 50, send a screenshot, give me your email. I send you the books. You confirm that you received in the live. I don't leave this live until everybody who purchased their books gets it. All right. If you want to get this book and you live in the United States, we got PayPal, Venmo, Chime, Revolut, Cash App, Apple Pay, and Zelle. I accept any payments on any of those. Um, all you do is send the money, send a screenshot. I send you the books, and then you confirm in the chat that you got it. I don't leave until you receive the book. So anybody who is $50 ready right now, you want to get this book, drop a one in the chat. Drop a one in the chat if you want to get this book, man. All right. If you want to buy them separately, click the link in the bio. All right. Yo, if you are on YouTube and you want to get this book, come to TikTok. All right. Come to TikTok right now. Just type in J Originator 111. You'll see me live. Come over here to TikTok and get in my chat. I do see y'all dropping ones. You got to be able to DM me. All right. I need my other phone so I can send these people the books. So if you want to get these books, come over to my TikTok and get in my chat right now. I'm sending out the books. I'll see you then. All right. I love y'all, YouTube. Thank you so much. I'll catch y'all later.